What's up, Scyushi Squad? We back in some more Trove, and today we're gonna finally, at long last, be doing a video highlighting a couple of the different mastery mounts. So I already have videos that highlight pretty much everything to do with all of the super high-tiered mastery mounts, but today I finally did it. I finally ended up actually hitting Mastery 690 right here. So we got the Turret Tiger. I wanted to also take this opportunity because I already have videos on the other mounts and stuff. I wanted to take the opportunity to end up showing you guys a couple things. Most notably is going to end up being the Dreadnought mount from Mastery, because the Dreadnought mount, the excavator as it were, was a mount that I don't know, I kind of teased a while back, ended up showing it off. But you might not know that the mount actually got a complete reskin, because I don't think I ended up ever covering it. Anyways, so this is going to end up being the Mastery Dreadnought mount. Completely different than it originally was. The original version of this was very lackluster. It wasn't gold. It didn't make any sense to be thrown into the Mastery tree. But this one makes a lot more sense. Like, it's way cooler. The only thing that I would complain about is the video effects. I wish they would have changed from the original Dreadnought's purple video effects to something that was a bit more golden. Either way, it's very, very cool and beautiful, and you get it at Mastery, so hey, whatever, right? And then there's also going to end up being, let me go to the mount section here. There was another one that I don't think I covered it. I could be wrong about that. Where the heck is Mastery? Oh my god, I am absolutely blind. There it is. Jeez. There is also the Griffon Mount. This one I don't know if I ended up covering. I'm pretty sure I did the tortoise and the other one, but this is going to end up being a Griffon Mount out of Mastery. So these are like real high tiered mastery levels, and you know, most of all we're going to highlight the tiger today, the Turret Tiger. But I just wanted to kind of show you guys these just because I know it's been a while since I ended up showing some of these mastery mounts. This one is actually in the higher tier, 670, whereas the Mastery Dread is at 550. So that's base Trove Mastery, not total Trove Mastery, right? So the normal Mastery rank. But either way, that's that one. And then, last but not least, I finally ended up getting this one. There's a couple of people ahead of me in Mastery just because I don't have absolutely everything in the game anymore, and I don't really care just because it doesn't really matter that much. But, we finally have this, and it is just as I suspected. So if you guys remember, there was a winter store pack that we ended up covering like a month or two ago. And it ended up having a giant like wolf mount that was actually really, really badass. It was really cool, and it had a laser on it. Now, the important thing is that in that video, I actually referenced this Turret Tiger, because the thing is that this Turret Tiger was technically in the game for a very, very long time. I'd already seen this like last year or something in the Mastery tree. It just takes that long to end up gaining Mastery levels, right? But the thing is that the Turret Tiger was a unique mount in that there was no other mounts in the game that were like this and had this skeleton. My point being is, for a lot of these other items that are in the Mastery tree, we can end up modding them to existing mounts, right? So this Valkartzer dragon, it's a dragon skeleton, so we can literally mod it onto a dragon that already exists. And we've already seen this dragon before through mods, and it's really, really cool. This mount, however, was 100% unique. There was no other mount in the game that was like this and had this skeleton, so we couldn't mod swap it. Technically, we would have been able to mod swap this with that wolf mount that I had mentioned in the winter pack, because that ended up using the same skeleton. So you can kind of see it's got the same animation and everything like that. That said, those are the only two mounts in the game that I know of that actually have this skeleton, and it is not the same as like the turret triceratops or anything like that. This is its own unique thing. This one's a little more what I'm talking about. You know, it's got like nice video effects for the footprints. It's got all these glowy things coming out of it. Not my favorite mount by far. I thought this thing was gonna look a lot cooler. Also kind of weird that I'm sitting literally on like a weird throne that's on the back of the saddle. Kind of strange, whatever. But it does shoot a laser. Unfortunately, where the laser is aiming looks super duper down rather than shooting in a straight line, but hey, whatever. That's just kind of how it is. Now, the interesting thing about this laser, though, is the amount of damage that it does. I'm not talking about being able to one-shot enemies or anything like that. I wish that we would be able to kill enemies in U10 with this mount. It would be absolutely beautiful. I mean, we still can. It just takes a while just because this thing's not particularly powerful. So you see we're doing, I think that's 18... That 18 mil? No, that's 1.8 mil actually. So it's not great. I mean, it gets the job done, obviously. Stop attacking it. I'm attacking it, you fool. But the whole point is that obviously, you know, we're not doing mega damage numbers. Is it affected by pot? Yeah, it is. That's actually 4.5 while we had our pot going. Still not really worth it. But the interesting thing, most of all, is the amount of destructive capability on this laser. Because it actually does pretty much one shot destroys a block. So that's pretty good. You know, it's not like, it's not as good as bombs or anything like that, obviously, but it's still pretty good. We can mine pretty much any ore in the game in one shot, save for the Radiant Ruins. I know that this is a lot of useless information, but I think it's interesting. So I kind of wanted to like show you guys and, you know, try it out together and let you know everything there is to know about this mount that you will probably never see. Because I sure as heck ain't gonna use it that much, and I don't know anybody else who ends up being this high level of mastery. I mean, next we actually get to see the full-on dragon, so that's a little bit more crazy, and then finally we'll get to the 700 tier of mastery items, which would be pretty cool because then we could actually see what's there, because I mean, it's gonna be a slow process. But with this ore, it's actually 2 shots, so 1 2 1 2. The point is that this ore is absolutely powerful. Like if we're lasering it ourselves, I mean, well, my laser mancy's taking almost the exact same amount of time to destroy it as it would on the mount, so it's definitely not a big deal. Which I mean, I just wish that this thing was a little bit more powerful. Somebody else ended up asking me whether or not this ends up destroying dungeons, which it does not. Of course, dungeon blocks themselves. Oh, some of these don't count as dungeon blocks. Huh, weird. So it destroys some blocks, but dungeons themselves technically have indestructible, at least to lasermancy. They're invulnerable to lasermancy, so you can use bombs to blast through dungeons, but this thing I don't think has bomb level of damage or anything like that. So let's actually test this out on a normal dungeon. Yeah, so there's no way that we can laser our way in, which is kind of disappointing. You know, it kind of seems like it just should do that, especially with it being so high up in the mastery tree. There's a couple of things that tilt me, like these parts of its legs floating on the side of it and stuff like that. But I mean, the thing is that I'm honestly shocked that this mount isn't an absolute mess, because honestly speaking, like with it being so high in the mastery tier, I surely thought that they would put no effort into it just because barely anybody's going to end up actually having this, but I'm pleasantly surprised. It still is not as cool as that wolf mount that I had mentioned. That one's definitely like way cooler. Let me see if I can end up finding it, because I know I had it. Yeah, there it is. Okay, Foxtrot Force Captain. So this is the other one, which, oh my god. Oh, I didn't know they lazily made this the exact... This is actually better than the Mastery mount. Personally, I like it better. I didn't know how lazy they were with this mount, where it's got the same video effects on all of its 4 legs, even though it only makes sense for it to be on the 2 front legs. And look at that, it's actually got the same walking video effects. Like, they didn't even bother changing any of the video effects on this thing. And personally, I think that this just looks way better because it's, you know, Daughter of the Moon themed, and it's actually like really cool. All right, well, anyways, Mastery Mount go burr, I guess. Thanks for watching, gamers. Really appreciate it. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. That is very disheartening. Well, anyways, we'll end up getting to the dragon at some point in the future, and then we'll end up covering that. But have yourselves a fantastic day. Smash like, sub for more, buy the merch you want to support the channel, and have a great day, gamers. Bye-bye.